I'm tired of the losers mentality that permeates the Cleveland Browns fan base. Okay, people are trying to bring C.J. Stroud in. I heard this on 92.3 The Fan, or on I think UCSS as well, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. They're trying to throw this narrative that we should be bringing in C.J. Stroud, the same C.J. Stroud that you know just had 4 interceptions in the game, the same C.J. Stroud that had like 4 fumbles the week before in Pittsburgh. So you want to bring that guy in? Are we just so desperate for anybody but Shedeur? I mean, it's just nauseating. Okay. And on top of that, you guys are mad about Shedeur leading the Browns to 2 wins because you got to deal with more Shedeur. I mean, the Cleveland media is just so miserable. Y'all would rather like the idea that Shedeur lost the last 2 games so that it will be easier to get him up out of Cleveland. I see right through it. Okay, that's where the loser's mentality comes in. Cleveland media, they would rather lose and have a quarterback in Cleveland that's more palatable to certain members of Cleveland media as opposed to going out and winning 2 division games, building culture for the next coach to come in to build upon, and actually building something sustainable, like good teams do. So y'all would rather have gone 3-14 and brought in Fernando Mendoza, who's a fine quarterback, but not address anything that actually needs worked on. So y'all think you could just bring a quarterback in and the quarterback just puts a Band-Aid over everything else? It's not how that works. You still need an offensive line. Ask Joe Burrow about the offensive line. Ask Joe Burrow, about being injured 3 out of his 6 years in the NFL because they have never developed their offensive line in Cincinnati. I'm just saying, like Cleveland, it doesn't surprise me that the Cleveland Browns, that the media in Cleveland, they would put out that they wanted actively for the Browns to lose their last 2 games so that they can get somebody that's not Shedeur, because they're so uncomfortable with the fact or the possibility that Shedeur can actually be a cultural impact in Cleveland, or he can actually be a good player for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, this mentality that certain people have in Cleveland media just points to a bigger cultural and social economic issue in the city of Cleveland in Northeast Ohio. Now, as somebody that grew up in that region of the country, I can tell you right now, there is some real bigotry that is ingrained in Northeast Ohio. It just is what it is, man. Y'all don't have to. Y'all can look at me sideways all you want to. I lived in Ohio for 32 years. I don't now. I live in California. Y'all see this? It's sunny out. I got my basketball hoop in the back. After I shoot this, I'm gonna shoot some hoops because I can, because I'm living. But this loser's mentality that Cleveland has, I just hate it. I hate it so much. It's so ingrained in Cleveland media. It's so ingrained in a lot of Cleveland Browns fans where they can't fathom us actually being a good team with winning culture. A team with winning culture would never want to lose their last 2 games against divisional opponents. Are you crazy? So y'all would rather have lost those 2 games against divisional foes, went 0-6 in the division, so y'all can just reset and feel good about yourself. Because, hey, we're going to bring Fernando Mendoza in, and he might be the answer for the next 15 years. You have no clue if Fernando Mendoza is going to be the answer or not. Sure, he looked good in college. There's a lot of guys who look good in college and don't do anything in the NFL. Like, we don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. You're taking a risk by losing and expecting to win based upon losing, which is an oxymoron if I ever heard of one. So let's go out there and lose so that we can win one day. That makes 0 sense at all. Like, what are y'all talking about, man? Get out of here. And actually, the Cleveland Browns, they had a good draft. And I think Andrew Brev, they have another good draft. And they bring in the next coach that can be a great offensive coach. I think Nathan Schultz is a guy. I think he comes from a winning culture. I think he's not going to accept losing. I think Kevin Stefanski, at some point, he just accepted losing, and that's why he's up out of Cleveland. And we need somebody that's going to bring a winning culture to Cleveland. What better person to bring in a winning culture than somebody that might be on a Super Bowl winning team this year? That's why I don't think they hire somebody, because I think they're really looking at Nathan Schillhouse, because he's going to bring in a winning culture. He comes from a winning culture in LA. He comes from a winning coach in Sean McVay, and Sean McVay's coaching tree is expansive. And I think Andrew Berry is smart enough to look at that. He's like, all right, who can I get out there that's going to be a winner in Cleveland? You're going to have to take a gamble with somebody that's probably young. So you're going to have to stick your neck out there and try to bring in someone that will bring a winning culture to Cleveland. I just can't get past the fact that a lot of people in our fan base, and especially in media, it's mainly Cleveland media perpetuating this. Oh, we should have lost our last 2 games. So y'all wanted to purposely lose to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh so that we can get a better draft pick. That is the most... I can tell some of these guys in Cleveland media, they didn't play sports at all. Because anybody that plays sports, anybody that's in athletics at all, anybody that's a winner in life, there is no way you go into a game wanting to lose the game. So I hate the loser mentality that Cleveland media has, and frankly a lot of our fan base has. We need to get out of that mentality. We need to get into a winner's mentality, and the only way to do that is to just change perception. Like the media in Cleveland, like I said in my my description of this channel, media in Cleveland is above reproach. That's why I need somebody like me. I need to come in and set it straight. As a Cleveland Browns fan, I don't want to lose. I want to go out and win every game. I don't care about draft status, because you know what? I know you got to build through the draft, but if you go into every season trying to openly tank and thinking that you're just going to build through the draft, that's a bad way to build culture. That's what the Sixers did. Trust the process. They were openly tanking. Hey, let's lose on purpose so we could get players. You know what that yielded? That yielded 0 championships. They didn't even get to a conference championship game in the NBA. Because you know why? Because losing breeds more losing. I'll end the video with that. Losing breeds more losing. Winning breeds more winning. You cannot build a franchise with the loser's mentality. You cannot build your franchise on the basis that we are going to lose our way to win. That's not how you win in the NFL. You have to build culture and you go from there. All right, KSK Sports rolling out. We need to get rid of this loser's mentality with the Cleveland Browns. All right, KSK Sports rolling out. Consider liking and subscribing. Help your boy get to 400 subs. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. Peace.